Breaking tonight with 48 hours to go until the big GOP debate, Donald Trump is engaging in a series of attacks on his rivals. Despite a recent Bloomberg poll out of Iowa showing 46% of the voters there reacting negatively when Mr. Trump opens with remarks like these. Watch.
Bush is out there. His campaign's a disaster. That's because I came along. I'm proud of it. So he's meeting now with mom and dad. No, it's true. He needs counsel. And he was very angry over the week.
Here's a guy wants to run our country, and he can't even run his own campaign.
By the way, Carson is lower energy than Bush. I don't get it. I saw him being interviewed. He's lower energy than Bush.
I'm Presbyterian. Boy, that's down the middle of the road, folks, in all fairness. I mean, Seventh-day Adventist, I don't know about. I just don't know about.
Well, Mr. Trump's language with respect to immigrants has hurt his numbers with Latinos. And tomorrow, several groups of Hispanic voters will meet near the debate site in Boulder, Colorado, to discuss how they want to deal with Donald Trump and the rest of the GOP field. Joining me now is Alfonso Aguilar, Executive Director of American Principles Project's Latino Partnership, plus Chris Salcedo. He's the Executive Director for the Conservative Hispanic Society. Great to see you both. Thank you very much for being here. So Mr. Trump is going to be under the microscope, as I understand it, along with Ted Cruz. And the question is, what, if any, issues do you have with these two gentlemen? Start with you, Alfonso.
Well, I think we're going to look at all of the candidates. We want to look at the entire GOP field and see what they're talking about, not only in terms of immigration, but all the issues. For Hispanics, immigration is an important issue. It's not the number one issue. It's a significant issue. It's a gateway issue to get into the Latino community. If a Republican candidate doesn't deal with immigration in a constructive way,
okay, but is it an
open,
open-minded thing? I mean, is there any way you could be persuaded on Trump or Cruz, who are hardliners on immigration, but that is very appealing to many within the GOP field? So are you open-minded?
Well, I mean, there's a big difference between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. I think with Donald Trump, we're going to have an open discussion, but I think we have a hard time supporting a guy who says that the majority of Mexican undocumented immigrants are criminals or rapists, who's calling for deporting all undocumented immigrants. That kind of talk is very offensive to Hispanic voters.
He didn't say the majority. I mean, he did not say the majority. He said they're not sending their best people. He said they're not sending their people. He said some are rapists.
But then he said,
I'm sure some are very good people.
And some are some good people. I mean, that kind of language, regardless the way you see it, it's offensive to Latinos. And to say that now we're going to deport every single undocumented immigrant, that's impossible to do. But it's offensive to Latinos.
Now, let me ask you, Chris, though, because you are a conservative Latino and Trump supporter, and were you invited to this confab?
No, we weren't. As a matter of fact, when this announcement came down, and three things, Megan, that stood out for me when the announcement came down. In the pages of the Washington Post, the first question that popped into my mind, why would a conservative Latino or a GOP Latino want to announce a confab like this in the pages of a member of the media in good standing with the Brian Williams press? Why not go to Fox News, or why not go to the Blaze or a myriad other outlets to make the announcement where conservatives and GOPers are not treated like pariahs? If I could be allowed to finish it.
I mean, these are Republicans. No, Alfonso, this is not.
But look, if Chris wants to join us, he's welcome. I frankly, until tonight, I didn't know who Chris was.
Wait. Let me just set the record straight. Alfonso, the group that you're getting, these are Republicans, right? Is this Democrats too?
No. This is a group of the top Latino, conservative, and Republican leaders in the nation.
Okay, so Chris, it is a Republican group. They're trying to figure out which Republican to put their support behind. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, to that point, the Conservative Hispanic Society, of which I'm the executive director, didn't even get a heads up that this was going on.
How many people are in your group?
And we have members nationwide. We're getting so popular on the website, it's hard to keep track of exactly.
I know, but in Alfonso's defense, if it's like 4, then you don't get an invitation.
I work for American Principles Project.
Well, hold on. America First Latinos didn't get a heads up. The Remembrance Project didn't get a heads up on all of this. So I think what's going on here, Megan, is these folks are meeting there in Colorado not to formulate an opinion, but to justify an opinion, and they don't want any outside voice.
Alfonso, let me ask you this. Alfonso, let me ask you this. Because one of the main reasons Mitt Romney lost, according to the pundits, is he did not do better with minority communities. And in fact, if the next GOP nominee gets the same percentage that Romney got with whites, they'd have to almost double their vote with minorities, in particular the Hispanic community, if they want to win the presidency. Do you see any candidate on the GOP side that you think could do that?
Oh, absolutely. Many, including Governor Bush, Marco Rubio, Ben Carson, Carly Fiorina. They are good and constructive on the issue of immigration. Donald Trump is not. And just look at the polling when it comes to Hispanic voters, and the majority will tell you they don't like Trump. So I don't know.
Look at the polling nationwide. Look at the polling nationwide. Donald Trump's numbers are high and resonating on this issue for a reason, because
that's true. That's true. But we're talking about the Hispanic vote. That's true. Nationally, his numbers are very good, and there's a new poll.
You can shout all you want, but you're not addressing the question.
The question is this. The question is this. Americans, including a lot of people in the Latino community, are tired of hearing, hey, there's just nothing that can be done about all of this illegal activity.
I got it. But obviously the polls have shown that the language used has been an issue, and we'll have to leave it at that for now. Great to see you both. All right.